Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm doing another video today to show you another part of Montana. I hope you all have been enjoying these little videos and pictures. And today I am showing you the Clark Fork River. We're about to float this today for probably 3 or 4 hours. There's our boat right back there. And we're over probably like 20 miles away from Idaho is all. We drove about 2 hours to get here this morning, and we'll see if we can catch any fish. The Clark Fork River winds into Missoula, so we'll be headed back that way as we fish today. And I'll take some pictures along the way because the foliage has changed a lot since the last video I did. So you'll be able to see a lot more in the way of how yellow and even orange some of the trees are up here in northwestern Montana. And now stay tuned for the WIP and Chat. All right, let's go ahead and get started as I knee the tripod with this WIP and Chat. I am working on A Moment on Memory Lane by Chuck Pinson by Diamond Art Club. Here is the thumbnail. Is that in focus? I can't tell. But hopefully it is. I am working on kind of this area over here. I started at the bottom and I've done 2 rows. I've already started the section that I'm working on. The section is half of a row. And so let's talk about what's been going on. If you're new to a WIP and Chat, it just means I'm going to work on a diamond painting and you can feel free to work on a diamond painting, listen, do whatever you want. If you want to put in headphones and clean, up to you. And I need to turn on my light pad. That's gonna make a difference. I don't know about you, but I cannot see to diamond paint without a light pad. Okay, so I've been working on a big section, so I'll probably just have to keep kind of switching it so that you all can see where I'm at, moving it through. Because I just do one, I try to do less color changes with this method. So I think I've just been going in order here. I'm going to start with this little, I don't know what, propeller shape, I guess, which is a brown. I am enjoying this kit so far. It's very fall vibes. This is like the quintessential fall vibes kit. I've got a pumpkin candle going in the background, and I have got my sparkling lime water, which is in no way fall related, but that's okay. All right, let's start out with, well, the biggest news that I have, which is that I am starting work again next week. For those of you who might be new, I moved from Texas to Montana in July of this year, but I mean, it's been a process because I put my house on the market in Texas in April. And we ended up moving up here a couple weeks before the home closed. We are in the process of building a home on some property that we own and have owned for about 4 years in Montana. Is this, I always worry that I'm not going to be in the frame. Okay. And so I have not worked since May. I am an attorney and I wasn't sure if I would work again as an attorney once we came up here. I am not licensed in Montana. You have to be licensed in the state you're going to practice in, but I am going to be working for a law firm remotely, so I will only go to Texas for work if I have a trial. I am going to go down to Texas sometime in the next couple months just to meet the people at the firm that I'm working at. It's a nice situation because it is the person that I'm working for at this firm, I've worked for before. It's always a nice feeling knowing that you are walking into a known quantity of a boss. I've been very lucky. I have never actually had a boss that I considered like a bad boss or a mean or horrible or whatever insensitive boss. And I don't want to ever run into that. So I agreed to do this, take this position because one, I could do it remotely. I have no intention of moving anywhere for quite some time because, yeah, it's a little bit, oh, my light pad's off. it's a little bit of a pain to move across the country, and I don't want to do it anymore. I've done it from Indiana to Virginia, Virginia to Texas, Texas to here. So I would like a long break from moving across the country. So I was looking at getting a job as like an insurance adjuster instead of an attorney. I thought that might be a little bit lower stress, but it turns out apparently insurance companies don't want to hire attorneys to be an insurance adjuster, or at least they didn't want to hire me, because I applied for several and didn't get any real response from those. So I took that as the sign that if I was going to work, that I needed to keep working as an attorney. And the reason that I decided to work again has to do with the building of our home. So I wanted to give you kind of an update on the building of our home up here. It hasn't started yet, but we have made progress. We've been working on getting permits since November of last year, November of 2024, to build our septic system, or to get our septic system approved. And so we this week got that approval. We also got approval for our well to be dug, which has not been done yet. And we finally got approval to run our power, which we paid for months ago, but needed to get the septic approved first, which we were not aware of. So this week will be good, because this coming week, because also on October 1st, they are going to run our power. And if the well people are in town before it gets cold and everything freezes here, then they will look at drilling our well. And all that is pricey, right? We hired a company to help us get our septic approved. It is a very strict process here for septic. Our property is very close to a river. It is a pristine area, as you've seen from the videos I've been showing you, and the county government is very protective of the area that our land is in. I don't know, I think that's probably a good thing, but it's a real pain to get permits here. So we've been doing that for 10 months, and then the plan is to start building in the spring. We hired a company to help us get the permits. That was very expensive. The architect is very expensive. So I see these bills rolling in, and I decided, okay, based on the stories that I'm hearing from everyone up here about how long it takes to build a house, which a lot of people up here, it takes, I mean, we're talking 4 or 5 years to get a house built. I mean, these are not people building their own house. They have a contractor, but it just takes a long time because it's remote. There's only so many people to work out here. The permit slows everything down. The permits, I should say. So I'm just looking to try to make sure that we stay in front of the expenses that are going to come along with this build. I mean, obviously with any construction project, you expect things to go over budget, right? But it seems like up here, it goes way over budget based on what I'm hearing from people. So I decided it's about to get cold. There's going to be less I can do as far as, kayaking, floating rivers to go fishing, that type of thing. Although ice fishing is big up here. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and accept a job. And so I am going to do the same job that I have been doing for the last 20 years, pretty much, just at a different firm. And all the cases that I work on will be based in Texas. And if there's a hearing or something in Texas, or there needs to be something done in person in Texas other than a trial, the firm I work at has agreed to send someone else because, yeah, it just doesn't, I can't be in Texas at the drop of a hat. It's just not how it works. I was looking at flights to go down there and just meet the people at the firm that I don't know, and those were actually really shockingly expensive. I was super surprised. So I'm just going to try to find a time where they're not quite as expensive, and plan my trip around that, since I don't have too many things preventing me from going pretty much whenever I want. So that is the life-changing part of what I'm doing. I would say I do plan on continuing to put out 2 videos a week. If it becomes too much for me with working, I won't. But I've been putting out 2 videos a week when I was working before, so I think it'll be okay. So that's that. I can't say I'm happy and I'm grateful to my friend that has agreed to let me work remote. And I'm excited to work with her again, but I can't say that I'm super excited to start working again. I think if anybody said that, they would just be, you know, that wouldn't be very genuine. At least I would love to say that I just absolutely love working every day, but I don't. It's something I do. I don't hate it, but it is a stressful job. And so the last couple weeks I've just been kind of doing things, soaking in, you know, not having a job, being able to do what I want to do. I've been going walking twice a week with the women that walk in the area. I went kayaking. My husband and I went on a float, which you saw at the beginning of the video. And I plan on going on another hike Tuesday, the day before I start, try to get that in. I also plan to, if you all have watched my channel for a while, you know that I'm an early riser. Typically, when I lived in Texas, I would get up at like 4:30. I would diamond paint if I was going to be at home. Sometimes I would even get up at 4. And if I was going to work, I'd typically try to leave for work by 5 if I was going to drive into Dallas. So I plan to kind of do the same thing here, but for a little bit of a different reason. Number one, I don't mind waking up early. I've always just, I wouldn't say I'm like an early morning person or a late owl. I'm kind of like an in-between, but I can get used to anything. And so I don't mind waking up. If I like to, what I don't want to do is, you know, clock out of work and feel like the day is over and I have to go to bed. And in the winter, especially up here where the sun goes down early, I don't know, but I'm guessing like 4 o'clock. Excuse me, I had to get a drink of this soda. I'm guessing like 4 o'clock at the shortest time of the year. I hope it's not earlier than that, but we'll see. I don't want to just log off and then when you wake up that early, you go to bed pretty early. So my plan is to wake up at 4:45, make myself a tea. I've been trying to drink tea more than coffee lately, and I'm doing okay. I'm pretty into coffee still, but I'm trying to decrease my intake of coffee by drinking tea. And actually, I've been drinking Stephen Smith's tea maker. I got it on Amazon. It's like the best tea I've ever had. I think it's kind of expensive in the realm of teas too, so that would make sense. Okay, sorry, tangent. But anyway, I'm planning on getting up 4:45, giving myself about an hour and 15 minutes and then starting work at 6 a.m. That'll be 7 a.m. Dallas time, but then logging out by 4 p.m. so that I can still, even if it's, the sun's going down, I can still get out, take a walk, do something active during the winter. I don't want to stay shut in all winter and, sit in front of the TV. It's just not what I want to do. So I also like to be done, I think, best in the morning. So I like to do hard work in the morning, and then by the late afternoon, my brain starts to turn off. So I just want to work at a time where I feel that I'm most productive, which is early in the morning. So that's what I'm planning on doing, and we'll see how it works. I'm a big morning routine person. And if it doesn't work out well for me, then I will change. Typically, I also do something that you shouldn't probably do, which is work through lunch so I can be done sooner. And then, be on with the rest of my evening. So that's what I plan to do. The time difference, I should say, between here and Dallas is helpful, because if I log off at 4, it's 5 there. So nobody expects you to respond to an email instantaneously after 5 o'clock. And if they do expect me to respond instantaneously, they're in for a rude awakening, because I'm just not going to. I will certainly respond the next day, but I'm not the person who puts email on my cell phone. I don't do it. I value that separation of my work life and my home life, and that will become even more important considering I'm going to be 100% remote. So I've never actually been 100% remote at any job. I've always gone into the office at least a couple days a week. Truly, I do prefer to go into work, but again, I live in Montana. This is a job handling Texas cases. The law firm that I'm going to be working for has offices primarily in Dallas. They do in other parts of the state as well, but if I was going to work in person, it'd be in Dallas, and that's just not going to happen. All right, so that's what's going on with that. I updated you on the house build. Let me get a new color in here. We're going to go with the Y. 814, I think it is. This is the kit when we kitted it up that you could, part of the numbers were cut off at the end. I'm going to try to get this kit done before October 1st so I can film a few videos and get a little ahead with a review and the quarter in review video. We'll see if that happens. All right, so I already talked about the float that I went on that you saw at the beginning on the Clark Fork. I did catch one fish, and it was, I did not take a picture of it. I should have taken a picture of it. I forgot to, but I will tell you that it was a dinko of a fish. It was a tiny little baby fish, but still I was happy to catch anything. I had another bite right at the end of the float when we were about to get out, and I just couldn't, I never did see the fish and I could not get it into me. So I don't count that as catching anything, but it was a bigger fish. I could tell by the feel of it versus the very small fish I had caught earlier. And so I did that on, that was Tuesday. No, that was Wednesday. Yeah, today's Thursday. One thing I will look forward to is knowing what day it is when I'm working, because lately I have not been able to remember, and I 100% understand retired people not being able to remember what day it is because it doesn't really matter. So that was Thursday, and then today's Friday as I'm filming this, and today I went walking this morning about, I think 3.5, 4 miles with a group of ladies that always hikes in the morning around here. It was very cold when we first started, but you warm up quick, so it was fine. It's gonna take some getting used to. It's still been fairly warm here, y'all. Like, I think the high today is still in the 70s in northwestern Montana, which is kind of crazy. Somebody told us that this is about as warm of a September as they can ever recall. So I've been up here in September, but only, I think only once. There is next week, actually, right when I'm starting my job, it's going to cool off quite a bit. I am looking forward to that. I am ready for the crisp air. I just hope that all the leaves don't turn brown and fall off overnight. I'd like to see a little bit more of a transition. And I guess let me insert now. I did take a few pictures when we were out on the river of what that looked like. It was absolutely beautiful. Part of the float was in a canyon. The water was cool. The air was cool, but not cold. It was pretty much the perfect day for a float. The only problem was it was like 2 hours away, and then the float was like 3 hours, and that was with us stopping to fish in a couple spots, so it wasn't a long float. And then, you know, another 2 hours back. And the way that you do that here is there are companies or individuals, I'm not sure, that you can call up and say, hey, I'm doing this float. I'm putting in at this location, and I want to get out at this location, and they'll give you a price, and you leave money for them with your keys in a, like, we have a lockbox on our truck that you can leave the key and the money in, and they will come and they will shuttle your vehicle to where you're going to take out, which is a lot easier. We've done it on our own. It's a major pain because I don't have a hitch on my car. I am thinking about getting a different car. I have a Mercedes. I don't really know because they only use numbers instead of makes, but I think it's like a smaller SUV. It's like a medium-sized SUV. It's not like a full-size SUV. And it does not have a trailer hitch, and it's super, like, lots of gravel roads here. Lots of dust, you know, mud puddles. It's just, I love my car, and it's a very nice car. It's the nicest car I've ever had by far. It's got heated seats and heated steering wheel, but it's almost a little, I don't really want to worry about it getting beat up, and it doesn't have a hitch, which would be nice if we had a hitch on a second car, because then we could just drop off the boat and go park the other car wherever we were pulling out. The other thing is, I'm a little bit worried about how much it's going to cost for the maintenance for my car, because I think I talked about it on here, but I had a repair right before we left Texas on my car that was covered by warranty, luckily, but it was like an $11,000 repair. Like, I am not here for, you know, $10,000, $11,000 repairs. I also I've been considering getting like a Jeep Wrangler. I grew up in Toledo, Ohio, where they make those, so it's super nostalgic. It's the car I always wanted growing up, right? But every time I've driven one, I've test driven one so many times, I've decided against it because they have just been driven not very well, in my opinion. So I'm going to think about test driving another one, seeing if I want to change out my car. Quite frankly, I've had enough changes. I don't really feel like doing it right now, but my husband's kind of pushing me because he says that my car, which, you know, luckily my car is paid for, but I don't want to pay any more. So I don't know. I just really don't feel like messing with it, but I also don't want my car to just continue to depreciate if I'm going to turn it back in, which is what my husband's pushing. And I don't really drive much here at all. So I don't know. We're going to Kalispell tomorrow. And the big reason we're doing that is because we have to distribute trash cans for my husband's business. I don't know why, but I cannot remember at all what I've told you all about that business, if anything, but he started a trash valet business where he hires somebody to pick up trash cans from right outside the people's door at apartment complexes and put them in the dumpster at that apartment complex. So it's not like a trash truck situation. It's just take it and put it down there so that people don't have to do it themselves. I do think I talked about it. But he has a new client that's starting on the 1st, and so we need to go up there and dole out, I think it's like 235 trash cans. He's out in the garage literally pulling them out of their boxes, and I he had to go rent a trailer because there's so many of them. So we're gonna go do that, and then if we have time, I might try to test drive a Wrangler when I'm up there. If it's like every other time, then I will quickly decide that I'm just gonna hang on to my car. But we will see. We will see. If I'm going to get another vehicle, I need it to have heated seats, heated steering wheel, and I need it to have remote start, which my car does not have. Those are non-negotiables. I also prefer for it to be a manual transmission. I like manual transmissions. My car now is not a manual transmission, but it's the first vehicle I've had in years. I mean, since I was like 16, that is not. I just think it makes you feel more connected to the car. So that's what we have going on tomorrow. And tonight we've been invited to go to dinner at the house of some friends that we've made up here, which is super nice, and another couple who had us over the other week. And so I am making a dessert for that. I'm going to try to make a dessert that I've never made, which might be a mistake, but it is an apple tart. So if I think of it, I will try to take a picture and insert it in the next video. And if it's really good, maybe I'll put a link to the recipe that I'm using. But it's just like a, kind of like, it looks like from looking at the recipe that it's going to be kind of a shortbread crust and then just cut up apples with like cinnamon, sugar, and things on top. If I can find apricot preserves, which I'm really not sure that they'll have those at the local store here, then you're supposed to put that on top. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. So once I finish this, I need to finalize what I need to get for that recipe and head out to the local store, which is just a couple miles away, but they don't have a huge selection, understandably. It's in the middle of nowhere. And then I'm supposed to go over there at 5. Right now it's just after noon. So I have actually plenty of time to finish this, get this video edited and uploaded so that it can go up tomorrow for you all to see. As far as the rest of the weekend, no big plans. Just trying to, maybe try to go on a hike on Sunday. The grizzly bears are out and about here. I have not seen any, but they've been breaking into people's garages, getting into their freezers. And I say it's been like that happened to one person. I don't want to make it sound worse than it is, because I know a lot of people, like including my family members and my husband's family members, are like, think that the grizzlies are going to come through the walls. But they're not. I mean, they could, I guess, but I've never heard of it happening. And so that, and then another grizzly, or maybe the same grizzly, I don't know, killed a bunch of chickens. A lot of people have chickens around here. Good for them. I just don't think I ever will, because I would be worried about them being killed by some predator and I would feel too bad. I'm the kind of person that would name chickens. I would never butcher the chickens. I would keep them kind of more as pets. So it's just, in my opinion, personally setting me up for disaster if I'm going to have chickens that, there's just too many things around here. They're going to try to kill them. So that's been going on. The bears are in hyperphagia, where they are trying to pack on weight for the winter. So I am no expert on bears, right? But what I have read is that they just aren't paying as much of attention because they're so focused on food this time of year. So you have a better chance of scaring them. So you have to be careful. We picked up this is crazy. We picked up a trash can. There is such a thing as bear proof, or bear resistant. Nothing is really bear proof. Bear resistant trash cans. And we, in the area that we live in, there is a nonprofit that hands them out. And we had gotten on a list for one when we first moved here. We knew about the nonprofit, and they were out of the trash cans at that point. And we waited and never got a call about it. Somebody finally told me, hey, they had seen my non-bear proof trash can and said, hey, there's a new shipment has come in to that nonprofit of bear proof trash cans. So Tuesday? Yeah. As you can tell, I don't know what day anything happened, but Tuesday, I think, we stopped and got that, and they gave us an envelope and said, no pressure, but if you're inclined, we do take donations towards the cost of the trash can. And I thought to myself, well, yeah, I'll probably donate like the cost of a trash can. So I asked the lady, well, how much does one of these trash cans cost if I want to donate that amount? And she said $490. I thought it was gonna be like $150 at most. So I'm not going to donate $490. I haven't donated anything yet, so I need to get on that. But for a trash can, this is just a trash can, $490. And they had like 50 to 100 of these trash cans. I mean, that people must be doing a good job of donating when they pick up a trash can, because one shipment would be a ton. I can see why they ran out. But can you all believe that? $490 for a trash can. So I am grateful that they have a program for that, because I don't think I would ever be inclined to pay $490 on my own for a trash can. I know there have to be more Ys in here that I'm missing. I'm trying to give it one more look before I put them away. Without fail, as you all know, as soon as I put them away, I'm going to see that Y somewhere. Speaking of the cost of things, I think I told you all that I got my hair cut. I got my hair cut and colored at the cabin that is in the backyard of the house I rent. I know, it's very steel magnolias and northern exposure. So it was shockingly cheap. Typically it takes almost 3 hours for my hair to be cut and colored. I'm not really highlighting. I'm just trying to cover up, you know, the roots. And quite frankly, I don't really care that much what my hair looks like. I'm just not trying to look completely homeless. So she only charged me $55 to get my hair cut and colored. I mean, I gave her, I think, a pretty good tip, but I'm like I'm like second guessing if it was enough, because I mean, it cost, I was typically paying like $260 with tip in Texas for getting my hair done, which was quite frankly ridiculous. I thought it was far too much, but I think $55 is like the other end of the spectrum. It is cheaper to live up here. My husband and I have been talking about, you know, everybody thinks Texas is cheap, and while that may have been true at some point, I only lived there for 6 years. I do not think Texas is cheap. I thought it was quite expensive in many aspects to live there. The hair cutting and highlighting, because I looked around. I mean, I thought it was a crazy amount to pay, and that was just what it was. I mean, the salon I went to in Texas wasn't even nice. It wasn't even the expensive salon. When I first started going, I went to an expensive salon, and it was like $300 plus tip. And I'm like, I am not doing that. But yeah, I mean, just to be able to walk into your backyard, and I think it looks good. I mean, I'm not super picky about hair, how it looks. It's all going to grow out, but I mean, I was completely happy with it. And so I am pumped. I mean, I think I'm going to have to tell her that I think she should raise her prices, because I feel bad. But ultimately, her decision. All right. So that's probably everything. Is that everything that's been going on and what I have coming up? I think so. I've just been trying to get in the fall vibes here. Tested out our wood stove. I think we've got that figured out. I'll do a video in front of the wood stove at some point so you all can see it. I mean, I had never used a wood stove before, so I think it'll be interesting for some of you to see kind of I mean, I think you all know what it looks like, but it's pretty cool to just sit there in the house and kind of have this fire that you can see. It's also a little unnerving to have a fire you can see and then you're going to go to bed, but you know, that's a whole nother story. I'm guessing I'll get used to that. Ooh, here's another one. Diamond painting wise, if you saw my last video, I planned my fourth quarter kits. And I will admit, I freaking forgot that I had this kit that I've been so excited about. I didn't even bring it out. Santa's List. I completely forgot about it because it was sitting in my dining room area, not in the closet where I'm keeping all of my diamond paintings. So I didn't bring it out. And I am trying to contemplate whether I should sub that one in for the Wanda Mum canvas or not. So what I'm saying is I may amend my fourth quarter and take out the Wanda Mum and do the Santa's List instead. And if I do that, I'll probably start with Pastel Christmas Tree, then do Santa's List, then do Santa in Chimney, or maybe in the reverse order. I don't know. I have to think about it. I'll see what happens when the mood strikes me, but don't be super surprised if when you tune in and see that I'm working on Santa's List, that I did that instead of the Wanda Mum because it's just so quintessential Christmas. But I couldn't believe I forgot that one. As soon as I came back in, and as soon as I had uploaded the video, I realized that I did that. And I was like, oh no. I bet some of you were thinking that. Like, where is Santa's list? She was so excited when she unboxed that, and I was. Okay, where are the left arrows? I don't see any more. It looks like there were only a few. I think I'm going to do probably one more color, and then we'll wrap this one up for the week. How's my battery? Okay, I can keep going for a little while. Got this right arrow. If you all have this, I know a lot of people have this diamond painting in their stash, but I have not seen a lot of people working on it. Get it out. It is so cool for fall. I'm enjoying working on this one. It's round. It's going very fast. Like I said, this will be 2.5 rows down, and I think I've been working on it for 6 days. So I've been averaging, I skipped a day, but on every other day I've done half of a row. All right, so it looks like I don't see any more arrows on the, there's one I missed from the left arrow. This is, the only thing I don't like about this kit is Diamond Art, it's an older one from Diamond Art Club, and they do, like, there's a left arrow, there's a right arrow, there's a down arrow. I'm like, can we not come up with something that is a little more distinct here so that I'm not worried about placing the wrong drill? I think that's something that they really have fixed with their newer kits, but on these older ones, apparently it was still an issue. I'm just seeing all these little fan ones that I missed. How do you all handle that? Typically what I do is I don't really come back to the ones I've already done. Just at the very end of when I'm working on a section, I fill in all of the colors that I missed. I think I found that to be faster than stopping what I'm doing right there and filling in what I missed, because inevitably what happens is I see another drill in there that I missed even after I fill in. So the less space is available, the way I see it, the easier it is to fill in everything and not miss more. I think also with the, I didn't think about this when I put together my lineup for the fourth quarter, but I also think everything I picked was a round. And Santa's list is also a round. So it looks like, unless I find something that I want to buy when Diamond Art Club drops its Christmas kits, which, let's be honest, I probably will, unless I find a square that I want to sub in. It might be a all-round fourth quarter, plus this kit is round. I'll be ready to do some squares. Straighten that out there. Okay, now I'm just gonna go back and look one more time. I feel like there had to have been more right arrows than that. Yep, here's some more. All right, any more of the right arrows? Reveal yourself. One more that I see at least. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave the WIP and Chat there for today. That's about all the news I have to update you all on right now. And I hope you enjoyed the pictures that I put in from our float on the Clark Fork River. And I will see you back for another video on Wednesday. I put up videos on Wednesday and Friday mornings. Please come back and check out another one. hit the like button on your way out. I'd appreciate it so much. Thanks everybody. Until next time, happy diamond painting.